Uh, oh, that's new.
I was going to
And
say, I've never seen that one before.
nope, never heard that one before whatsoever. So it is a great, great, great example of how when you do social media right, how people from anywhere around the world can connect, come together, start and form a relationship that turns into both a friendship as well as a successful business relationship for both parties. And it, without a fail, it's just been like checking everything off a list more or less. And Marianne, of course, has the attitude of I can, I know people, and I know what to do. Just give me some of the basics of how to do this, and I'm going to go talk to people. And every day, that's her goal. I'm going to connect with somebody every day, and that's what she's been doing. So that's the power of social media. So I'm so excited that we're going to have Kinji and Annie share with us today because that's what they do. And it's all just about connecting. So Kinji and Annie, thank you. Thank you guys so much for sharing tonight and giving us all of your expertise. I'm so glad you guys are on. Hey, Keisha, I didn't say hi to you earlier. So I am not up to speed on anything isogenics related. I apologize for that. I believe our vitamins are still out of stock. We're looking at the end of July for those. But if anyone runs into a little bit of
They're
a
back.
problem, oh, they're back?
They're back. Yeah.
They're back. I ordered some. Yeah, I ordered some yesterday.
Yep. They're back.
Fantastic. Yay. Okay, great. People love the vitamins. So excellent. Great. Other than that, are there any other updates that anyone wants to share? Because I'm not up to speed.
As of 2 days ago, ISA Kids vitamins are out of stock. Do you
Okay.
guys know if that's back in stocks since 2 days? Okay.
I don't know. Okay, good to know. We'll check that out. All right. Anything else? All right. I know Kathy Coover finished up her series on the collagen calls. How many of you guys watched those collagen calls?
I did.
Okay.
I
If you
watched
guys-
one.
You watched one. If you guys didn't watch them all, they're all in Game Changers Biz. I put them all in
Okay.
there, and you can just search Kathy Coover with a K. I just did her last one today with Hillary Courtney. I think, Andy, were there 4 or 5?
There were,
It was all the Thursdays.
I believe it was 4.
I'm gonna count. It was 4. So there should be 4. If you don't see 4, let me know. But if you guys wanted to check back in on those and listen to those, they really were absolutely phenomenal. It was everyone poured their heart as to how they are sharing collagen with people. So there's 4 different versions and they all synced so well together, starting with Zach giving his scripts. Annie, do you want to give a little brief overview? Because my mind's a little fuzzy still.
Yeah, no problem. Overall, we had Jessica Rayner. She was incredible. Hillary Courtney. We had even Kathy giving her spiel, and then you had Zach. But everybody gave their version of being able to easily connect with people, and they gave you 1, 2, 3 steps. And everybody on here should have received an email so that you can check the recording. I highly recommend if you're looking to get yourself fired up and want to learn the language. Delray Messer, she was incredible too. Even if you want to follow them all on social media, you can just piggyback off of what they're posting. Half the stuff you can just screenshot on their Instagram, save it to your camera roll, edit the top so that you can crop, make sure that her name's not on there, and you can just repurpose that. I do that a lot of times when I'm posting in Game Changers, Healthy Living. I oftentimes get this from other leaders that are millionaires. That's just, they're doing the do. I just grab their stuff. I purpose it on my personal Instagram story, another button straight to my Facebook story, and then I put it in Game Changers Healthy Living because that's where we're putting people. And when you post in there, they get a notification. Now, they may not get a notification for everyone that posts in there. And that was a biggie that I did not know at the beginning. So I always like to share that with people. When you post, because you put them in there, they'll get a notification. Unless they manually go in and say, I want to see all posts, they're only going to get highlighted posts, which means the ones that have a lot of likes and comments. So that's a really, really big one. And if you ever want to grab stuff from Game Changer, save it to your camera roll and use it to repurpose for your stories or for posts, you guys are more than welcome to do that. You don't even have to think. You could just grab it and post it, and people will start to contact you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Huge, huge. And thank you everyone for being in Game Changers and posting and commenting and liking it. It means everything to have a huge group of people all doing that. So thank you guys for that. But the collagen, so amazing. So I think we're at like right around, we're almost to a total of 4 months because we started January 4th. Is that right? So January, February, March, April to May.
January 8th.
May to June. So we're at 5 months now. 11 million bottles. And that just says everything. So when you look at the history of how fast we sold 1 million, how fast we sold 3 million, how fast we sold 5 million, but now we're at 11 million. That tells me that not only are people continuing to purchase, well, I shouldn't say it that way. Not only are we continuing to share with more people, but our customers are continuing to purchase over this long haul. And we've had so many, and I think Marianne, you even said it to me yesterday. They just want to continue with their 2 a day. They're having the results. They like it. They just want to continue with their 2 a day. So if you can get people to do 2 a day, great. But there's also so many stories of people just doing 1 a day. So, whatever they're comfortable with. But if you look at all the pictures that are happening and all the testimonials, it really, really is such an incredible product that has allowed so many people in our company to not work as hard and work with less time, but receive more customers because the topic is really easy. It's fast. People understand it. People understand collagen. They don't ask a lot of questions. They see the results. They want it. I mean, I don't know how many messages I've gotten. Now, they don't all turn into customers, but I've received so many messages from people just from the social media that I do and the other things that other people are doing for me, like the blogs. Tell me about that collagen. What's the price? I want to buy it. I had a girl call me at 1 a.m. when I had just gotten back from my trip. Tell me about the collagen. What's the price? And I didn't get back to her fast enough, so I lost the sale. But things happen. But that's the process of this. It's just like that. So if you ever have any questions on how to put yourself out there or how to do it, obviously Kenji and Annie are going to do a lot of it tonight. But if you're just kind of getting started with sharing collagen, just let us know. If you're going crazy and not getting the results that you want, as many customers as you want, just let us know. And if you're going great, and many of you are, and it's like, okay, great, I'm doing well, I'm just going to continue to put myself out there. That's what it is. It's just continuing to put yourself out there. Sybil Eimel did a really, really great Reels class yesterday. And what she did, and I'm going to be working with Kimberly Penny tomorrow on this, but she changed her penny, which I'm going to as well. And if you guys have the Penny Pro, you have access to all of our content. You can just grab and go. But I'm going to change my content tomorrow. What Sybil has done is she's just taken all kinds of different selfies over the years, right? We all have those selfies, they're in our phone. And she attaches a little bit of information to each one of them. And she uses it in her penny. So in the private messages that she's going from penny to different people are, hey, congratulations for joining Isobody. It's not a ton of information. It's just a quick little fun little photo. and congratulations, or your auto ship's coming up, don't forget. Different little reminders, but it's unique, it's interesting, it's fun, it's extremely intimate and personal because they get to see her picture. Of course, she has a big goofy smile on, so she's making them smile. It's not informative like mine right now, extremely informative and educational. And nobody wants that anymore, right? So switching everything over to just super fun, super quick, and bam. So I'm going to switch all of that over. You guys are on my penny, so I know you're all receiving my messages. So watch it switch, see how you like it. And if you like it, just grab the words and add your selfies. But what she made us do yesterday is just take 5 selfies right then and there so that we had a beginning selfie to work with to use on our penny. So again, a way to be unique, a way to be different, a way to have people remember. So anyways, that was my little spiel that I wanted to share tonight because that got me super, super excited. And then celebration is happening. It's not in person, but if you want to be in person, we're going to do a big in person here in Phoenix. I got a little confused on Brent, if it was Cindy Walter or Brent was doing something in Michigan, but there's some kind of Michigan in-person event happening. So if you're in the Phoenix area, if you want to fly here, I have 2 more rooms available. If my other house is done, then we can have both houses. Really more than happy to have everybody come in and spend this time together. All right. So I am super excited. Kinji and Annie have offered to train us on some of their specialties and talents, and they do phenomenal with both aspects of what they're going to be sharing with tonight. So if you want to take notes, or of course this is being recorded, but both Annie and Kinji have been using these sources for years as their ways to reach out to people. They just change it as times evolve, they evolve. And so they have really perfected both of these situations. So I think we're starting with Kinji. Is that correct?
I believe I'm starting. Am I
You're
right,
starting.
Kenji?
Correct, correct.
Okay, I think he's in the road on the road. Okay, you got
Yeah,
it.
I apologize. Sorry, I'm between finals for school and taking kids back and forth to soccer, so that's why you see me in the car right now. But I'm hoping to get back to the house so I can do a nice little presentation for you. But either way, I have my notes with me, and we'll do part 2 another day as well. But I'm gonna let Annie take it over from now.
Awesome. And Kenji, it's all good. I mean, we do life here, right? Real life. And this just goes to show that anyone can do it. So thank you for even showing up. We appreciate it.
Welcome. You're welcome.
All right. So I just want to set the intention, and I want to share with you guys a very simple way to repurpose your videos. Now, there might be some people on here that are saying, videos, I haven't even done one video. Like, I do not want to go live. I do not want to even share videos. What I want to say to you is, I would highly recommend you starting on Instagram story and do short little tidbits. Now, I wouldn't ask you to go on and actually talk on the video or put yourself on there. If you are barely starting, and I only say this because I know how it feels to just get started, and I had to put myself there because I'm very comfortable with just going on and showing, where at one point I would have to be 100% makeup ready before I even came on. So now for me to just go on, I'm very comfortable. You get comfortable as you keep doing it. And when you set the intention to add value to another human, it takes the pressure off of yourself, and you don't have to worry about being perfect, because all you care about is getting that content out to that next person. So if you ever feel nervous and you're like, I'm going to go on and I'm going to share this, and you're just so nervous, I ask you to take a breath and just think, how am I adding value to that one person on the other end Like, how could I add value? It just really allows for your shoulders to just relax and for you to get into the mode of sharing and being there for someone else. That's all it is. It's really all it is. So what I wanted to share with you was that. So if you're just starting out and you are freaked out and you're like, there's no way I'm going on video right now. No problem. What I would suggest is figuring out your day. So in a day, what do you normally do? Okay, so you get ready. Okay, another example, you go to the gym. Most people are creature of habit, so oftentimes your day is the same. Some people have children, they're at a soccer practice, whatever it may be. What I want you to do is get comfortable with posting at least 3 things on your social media Instagram story and share it to your Facebook story per day for 5 days, just 3 times. So you can do like a morning, afternoon, and night, or you could do them all at night, whatever you want to do, just get comfortable with that. So for instance, if you get up in the morning and you normally drink coffee, you can just take a picture of the coffee and then just put good morning. You can add little texts on there. You don't have to get fancy with adding music and all this stuff. That is something we will teach you later. That is something that I do. What I would highly recommend is just watching other people's stories and get ideas and play with all the options you have on your stories. That is huge. Another thing that I want you to do is maybe you're at a soccer game and your kids are out there playing. You could do like a little random video. It could be 5-10 seconds. And you could just put that you're at a soccer game, or you can just post that, just get it out there. The third thing you might want to do, if you go for a walk at night, you could just take a picture in the sunlight, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. You could even take a picture of your kitchen area as you're cooking, or maybe you have chopped vegetables, or maybe seasoning that you love and you can't live without. Like, I love oregano, so maybe I'll take a picture of my oregano and put my favorite. Whatever it may be, get comfortable. 3 posts on your Instagram story and your Facebook. It can sync. If you guys don't know that it can sync, let me know. Send me a direct message and I will help you with that. It is so easy. It's 2 buttons. Boom, boom, post. Now, you can also set up that so that you can save that content, that picture of that oregano, onto your camera roll. After you share it on your Instagram story, you share it on your Facebook story, and it saves to your camera roll. This is the beauty of it. So the next morning you're like, I was just so busy yesterday and I just posted 3 times today and I'm not used to posting. And the next day you're like, I haven't been posting in my product page. Nothing. I haven't been adding value. I'm just in there like kind of looking. I don't have time, whatever you may say. And trust me, I understand that. So what I would do is have intentional time. And oftentimes, if you do it, like when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm thinking of what I'm going to post in Game Changers, because I want to make sure that everybody that I add in there gets a notification and it brings them back to my product page. So what I'll do is, I have that oregano post on my camera roll. Oh yeah. So what I'll do is I'll go into Game Changers, Healthy Living. I'll do a new post. Who else likes oregano? And that's it. Or I post it and I put, this is my favorite. You got to try it. Whatever you want to do, just post it in there. It's just content. You're adding value. Sometimes what I do is I'll go an extra mile and I'll Google health benefits of oregano. And then there might be like 12 health benefits. I'll go and copy and I'll just select it all from Google. And then I'll go paste it on a new post with a picture of the oregano, because what I'm doing at that point is I'm adding value to someone out there. So for instance, garlic, fresh garlic. Oh my gosh, I'm all about fresh garlic. So what I do is I look up benefits of that, but if there's so many, so I might just highlight 5. I'll put it in there with like some chopped oregano that I had that I'm making pasta with, or whatever I'm making, right? And I'll put health benefits of garlic. What I'm doing is, how does it benefit someone else that's reading it? Like, I want to entice them. I want them to know that, hey, I'm adding value. And when you check me out, I am going to bring you some excitement, some fun facts, some tips, all the things. So think about whatever you post on Game Changers and or your stories, you can cross-reference, do all that. That is so, so big. Nobody has time to be creating content constantly, right? But if you can just think about any little thing, like one time, oh my gosh, I had a mountain of laundry, like a mountain. So in my stories, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys always see like the polished things. Anybody else relate? And I'll put a poll on my story. And I'll put who else has laundry. I do. One of them I put, no, of course not. I'm clean or whatever, or I'm organized. Everybody was taking the poll, because everybody, when they come to that, they want to see themselves in you. They want to be relatable to you. So like if I'm always posting, my kitchen is super clean because I love to cook. So my kitchen's always, for the most part, clean. So one night I said, you know what? There was dishes piled neatly, of course, all on the side, because I'm just like, I'll go crazy. So it's all neatly on the side. And I'm like, I'm going to post about this. So I went on my Instagram story and I'm like, you guys always see my kitchen clean, but I just want to show you guys right now what it looks like. And I'm not going to do the dishes tonight. Like, it's going to have to wait till tomorrow because I'm so freaking tired. And everybody was just like laughing or putting little emojis, whatever. You want them to constantly be going back and forth. Now, what I could have done after I posted on my stories is I could have saved that video to my camera roll, and I could have posted it in Game Changers, and I could have asked, can anyone relate? Or how many of you have dirty dishes piled in your kitchen? Put a 1 in the comments. You know, you want to have people engage with you. You want them to be able to say, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one. Thank God. Like, thank God I'm not the only one. Another thing, people love recipes. So like a lot of times when I post, like if I post dinner, like salmon tacos, and I put like my homemade dressing on it, I might not put the information out there yet on my homemade dressing. I might just put it out there and then have someone ask me on social media, like if I put it on a post, what is that sauce? And then I go back and I'll put the recipe on there. And yes, it takes a little bit of time, but I do put that on there because what I want is social proof. I want someone to ask me, what's that sauce? I want the other person to wonder what the sauce is, but didn't ask me and said, oh, Marianne asked what that sauce was and she posted the recipe. And I want that person that was shy and didn't want to ask me to screenshot that and save it to their camera roll so they can make salmon tacos on Friday for their family. And I want them to try that sauce because I want them to continually know they can come to me and I will answer. I'm personally answering people. I'm personally adding value. You want your name to be everywhere. So I also dedicate time to go and pour love on other people's posts. Birthdays are huge. You want them to know that you went and said happy birthday to them, especially people you don't even know, right? You're friends with people, you may have mutual friends, but at the end of the day, the more you're posting and commenting and liking, you want to like and comment, add value, be grateful. Sometimes we don't have that much time, so we're putting emojis and that's fine. But if you have a moment to add a little value and put some words in there with some emojis, that's even better. Your friends are going to see that you were adding value to other people. They're going to just see your name as they're going through the scroll hole. They're going to see your name. Oh, she commented on that post, on that picture. Wow, that person has oh wow, they're out walking at the park. It looks absolutely beautiful. There's a lake behind there. There's ducks everywhere. Man, that looks cool. And then they start to see what you like, and then they're just kind of gravitated. Then your friends friends that you're not friends with are going to say, oh, who's Marianne? She commented, her profile looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go click on it. All of a sudden, they're on your page and they're kind of creeping and they're like, huh, okay, well, my friend Sandra's friends with her. I don't know. I'm gonna send a friend request. You start to build your network. You start to build your network. So that is so huge. I'm big on repurposing all my content. I do want to show you guys really quick how to repurpose a video. This is so huge for me because what I have learned is when I come on live or I come on a video or I'm personally speaking, I get way more engagement, way more on my stories, like so much more. I don't even know statistically, but I would say a lot more than 75%. I get more engagement when I show up. People come to your stuff because they want to see you. They want to hear from you. They want to know what you're doing, who's with you, all the things. So what I did is I repurposed this video. So I had did a video talking about my greens, okay? I went on and did a video talking about the greens and how my body was craving the greens and how it's alkalining my body and how, I mean, this stuff I am craving. Like if you smell it, it smells kind of like hay, but my body craves it because it's actually like almost unwilting. Like I'm getting all my greens in just a scoop. Like that is crazy. And I mixed it with vanilla shake and I blended it with ice and water. And I came on and talked about it. So I posted this in Game Changers, but now when I go to my stories, my personal stories, I want to repurpose this, but I don't want them to hear the part. People have short attention spans. I have to just give the juice. I have to just let them know what I'm doing. So I will put a big caption on there like alkaline or my body is craving this or craving. I might just keep it short and sweet. I want somebody to stop and listen to me for 15 seconds, right? But the first 5 seconds, they're either gonna tap through or they're gonna finish listening to me. So I want to cut this video, which is actually 31 seconds. I wanna cut the video to the juice. And I do not wanna tell them that this is isolene whole blend. You know, I don't want them to Google the product if they're not wanting to come to me directly because they might be shy or they think they're bothering me or whatever. I don't want them to Google, find it on Amazon or the website and just order direct. I want them to come to me. So I'm not going to put the name of it. I don't want them to Google it. And on my video, it's literally already a blended shake. It's already blended. So I just want them to hear the part of how it makes me feel and how my body is alkalined. So the big thing for this is when it's in your camera roll. So I'm going to show you guys like, okay, I have a bunch of stuff I went crazy on my stories today. I have all kinds of collagen, before and afters, all this stuff, but I did save a video from the other day and I duplicated it and put it at the bottom because I wanted it to be easy for me to find when I talk to you guys. So here's the video and it's 31 seconds. So I will like turn it up and then I will cut it. And what I mean, I'm going to trim it. So what I'm going to do, can you guys see that okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to turn down my ring light a little bit. Feel like you might be able to see it a little bit better. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to kind of move my body here. So at the top of your camera roll on the upper right, if you have an iPhone, says edit. Okay, so I'm going to edit, click the edit button. And down here, you can see this whole area where you're actually able to trim. So then all you do is move this over to wherever you want. And then you move this side wherever you want. And then when you click done, you can save the video new, or you can trim the original. Because I have 2 of these videos, I will trim this original. So if I'm like, well, I don't know where I want the juicy stuff to be said. So what I'll do is I'll click play.
This shake, my body's starting to crave it. So I have been taking 2 scoops of the vanilla shake, 1 scoop of the greens, alkalining my body right after workout. And even on the days that I was not working out, my body was craving.
So then I might just click it over.
Particular shake.
And
My
then,
body right after workout. And even on the days that I was not working out, my body was craving this particular shake. And I noticed that as I'm adding more good to my body, the more I'm craving better food choices. Thought I'd share that little tip.
so now I'm gonna just kind of swipe that over. And then now that I've cut it, I trimmed it. I keep saying cut, but it's trimmed it. I'm going to play it one more time just to make sure I got the juicy stuff.
My body right after workout. And even on the days that I was not working out, my body was craving this particular shake. And I noticed that as I'm adding more good to my body, the more I'm craving better.
So now I left out the food choices. So I just opened it up a little bit, and I won't replay it for you, but it'll had food choices. I just moved it over. So now I'm going to click done, and I'm going to do save video. Now, if this was the only video I had, I would do save video as a new clip so that I can have the original content in case I want to repurpose and put it in a product page, right? So I'm just going to do save video. So now, you guys, I can add that to my stories, and I can add on their favorite. I could put like great post-workout tip, how to alkaline your body post-workout. I could put my body's craving this. And I can add that in there. And so now I can add it to my stories, and I don't have to tell people like, oh, it's isoline, 2 scoops of shake and greens and all that kind of stuff. I could just add that in there, and I could put like big, bold letters if I want, and I can just make it super fun. And if you guys want me to do that in real time right now to show you how I do the font, or I don't get fancy. Messy action is better than no action. And if you are a recovering perfectionist like I am, you know it's important. You want everything aligned and perfect, and the colors and all the things. Like really, truly, that made me no money. So it is important to get the content out ASAP. Get it out, get it out, get it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just show up every day, be consistent, and at least post once on your stories a day at the bare minimum. But you guys are going to do it 3 times at the bare minimum, especially if you don't want to go on and do a video, right? So like this video, you can even record yourself on this video, and you can just practice. You're going to delete some, and you're going to say, oh, I'm so nervous. Do it like 3-4 times. Then you're going to start talking like you're talking to your friend. Very comfortable, like you're sharing with your friend. Oh my gosh, my body is craving this stuff. Like after I work out, like my body is literally craving that. Kind of like when you have way too much salt in your day, and you're just like, you sweat a bunch, and you were just like, oh my gosh, and you're just like so thirsty, and you need water, and it's almost like you're chugging water, and you're like, I can't even quench my thirst. Like how you would explain that to your significant other, your kids, your best friend. That is how you want to talk to the people on the other side. Now, what's incredible and what's overwhelming oftentimes, and I'm only speaking for myself, I know in my head that I have X amount of thousand people on the other side. They're my friends on social media. So I used to think, oh my gosh, like that is just too many people. So what I want to do is I want to cut the size for you a little bit and just pretend that you're talking to your one best friend. You're talking to your husband, your wife, your kid, whatever you are on that other side. And that's it. When you take the pressure of the thousands or hundreds of people you have on as a Facebook friend, it just really allows for you to just relax. And again, you're adding value. It's almost like, let's say you were on the 101 and there was an accident. You were there for 2 hours and you called your friend because you knew your friend was getting out of work any minute and they were going to take that route. What would you do? You would call your friend and say, hey, Sam, I'm on the 101. I've been stuck for the past hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't see the cars moving, but I wanted to call you because I didn't want you to have to take this route. Can you take the I-10 to the 51 instead? It wouldn't be weird. You would just add value to save them from being in that cluster and in that for a long period of time, especially if you knew that you could help somebody. You would definitely just show up and talk to them just because they're your friend. And that's all it is. And I wish that I could have at the beginning learned that. And I knew that, like I've been told that, but for some reason, I just made it so much harder. And every time I went to go post, every time I went to go do something, my palms would get sweaty. And I would get so nervous. And then my voice was just like all over the place. And I'm like, that's not how I would talk to a friend. Like, what's going on? What's wrong with me? And so I had to calm myself down and say, how am I adding value to someone? Like, how can I turn this into adding value to someone? Like, really, like when I post a photo, I oftentimes want to add, and this is my go-to. I'm like, okay, so if I post a selfie of myself, like, how is that adding value to someone else? Well, it's important to show up. So what I do is I follow certain people and I'm like, okay, how do they show up? And how can I add my twist? How can I be Annie in that, right? So I'll look at a post and I'm like, oh, I like that. So I might copy a little bit of those words. I like that message, but I'm going to put a twist in it. I'm going to put a little Annie in there. And I do that. And it comes from the heart. And my intention is to add value to somebody. I want them to show up. So if I'm feeling a certain type of way and I come and show up and I help somebody, like maybe I read a quote, okay? And maybe the quote really resonated with me. And I'm like, dang, like that really hit me. Like I love that. And I thought about it all day, kind of. I might grab the words from the meme or the quote that I read, and then I'll add like a picture I took a couple days ago. And I'll put that picture up, and then I'll type out, instead of putting that quote tile, I'll type out what the quote said and what it meant to me, kind of put my little twist in there, and then I post it and it's done. I find that when I do that out of intention, the universe hears you, and then all of a sudden it hits the people that it needs to. Now, I want to say this, do not get discouraged if you post something and you only get 1 or 2 likes, because oftentimes people are watching and they do not like and comment. There's people at work. Think about the people at work that are friends with their coworkers and or boss, okay? Because a lot of people still have like 9-to-5 jobs. And if they like or comment, they know that their boss or managers or whatever are going to see it. So they cannot like or comment, but they'll see your post. So just continue to do that. Another big thing is when you are posting on your stories, people oftentimes, they can interact with you because no one else can see. So like if I go on a story and I'm on Marianne's story and I'm looking, I'm like, ooh, she just posted that. But let's say that I have a boss that's watching me. But if I go in love and I say, hey, that looked good, my boss, my friends aren't going to see that. The only one that's going to see that I actually interacted with Marianne is Marianne, because it goes directly to her messenger every time that I do that. So I don't have to worry about the bosses or anyone else seeing that I'm interacting. And I know that I'm jumping all over the place. I want to add value to you. I don't want to overwhelm you. So I just want to see if everyone is doing okay? Do you guys have questions at all? And please feel free to unmute. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I think I gave you guys a whole lot of information. I wanted to add value to you. I wanted to give you ideas on what to post. And of course, a call to action. The call to action, of course, is for 5 consecutive days and do this and be in integrity and hold yourself accountable. If you want to text me or if you want to DM me, because it feels good to have that accountability. You can say, hey, I posted today. Hey, I'm on day 3. Hey, today's my final day. Eventually you're going to get the hang of it. You don't have to do a video. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be about products. It could just be about your life, because people want to know what you're doing, what you're about. Think about that person that you follow, okay, on social media, and you're like talking to a friend that doesn't know anything about that person. And you're like, say somebody loves flowers, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're talking to your friend, you're like, oh my gosh, you would totally love my friend Stephanie. She loves flowers. Like, her son will pick flowers and give it to her. And yeah, she's so much fun. She's always with her kids. They're always at golf, or they're at football games and stuff like that. And they always do cool family stuff. And on the weekends, they're always swimming and just always hiking. And it's just so much fun. I think you would love her. And then we just all connecting. Like, we always want to know what the people love. So like, many people may not know that Marianne actually has a green thumb and she has a garden. Like, a lot of people may not know that, but if you do, that's a fun fact. Think of all the fun facts about you. It's kind of hard to think like, well, people, are they gonna really want to know that I make fresh brewed tea? Like, do people really want to know? Believe me, people want to know. Like, they want to know all the things. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know everything. So it'll feel a little bit weird at first, but just keep on keeping on. Show the thing. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Even if you don't have time to put a caption, just take a picture and just let them see it. Just get it out there. And people want to read less. Like, they just want to see little snippets. And just like Stephanie said, like, people aren't wanting all this elaborate, like a bunch of words to read and all this kind of stuff. And of course I do sometimes, but sometimes I just want to see like what's going on. Like, oh, somebody's on a hike. That's cool. Oh my gosh, that's going to kind of motivate me to get outside. Maybe I want to go for a walk. Oh, I get to go outside. I get to hear the birds. I love palm trees. So, and I live in a place that has palm trees. So I'm constantly, because your stories are going to delete in 24 hours. So when I'm already towards the end, like 22 to 24 hours, I will go out and I will repost like palm trees. I have had people that have been around palm trees and they have messaged me pictures of palm trees because they know that I love palm trees. Like, it's just really cool. It's connecting with people and getting to know them. And I think that is really, really huge. And when you can just show up, people will buy from people they know and they like, and they trust them because they're showing up every day. So just show up every single day and post something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a fresh post. It could just be in your stories. It's all good. Eventually you can get up to that. I'm not even up to that, but I like to share a lot in my stories. It's very comfortable for me. And it doesn't have to be so polished. You know, you just show up in real time and real life.
That was amazing, Annie. So many comments. Read through the comments because that was so good and so good. I'm gonna switch it over to Kinji so we can get Kinji in, but that was absolutely incredible. Thank you very, very much. All right, Kinji, you ready? I know you got some good stuff on YouTube.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Good job, Annie. Good job. And that was actually perfect timing for me because I was in the midst of driving and soccer, so
All good.
That was perfect timing. So, all right, just give me a couple minutes. I'm trying to get my speaker a little bit louder. All right. So everybody can hear me pretty clear because I'm in the basement, so sometimes I just want to make sure.
You're great. You're fantastic.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, I mean, real quick to recap a little bit about a little bit what Annie was saying is that when you do your videos, you don't have to have your videos perfect. And just it's all about just getting that content out. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And believe it or not, people don't look for that. They like you to be real. So I'll give you an example. I did a couple of TikTok videos where the family, we went to Church's Chicken one night, and I normally don't eat that kind of stuff, but anyway, we went, and I didn't end up eating it because when I pulled the chicken out, it was like Frankenstein chicken. So I kind of did a post and said, hey, this is not real chicken, just to kind of be funny, right? And next thing I know, I get all these different hits. And then I did another one just on juicing, kind of like Annie. And a guy, put in the comments like, hey, do more juicing. And, I didn't plan it. It was just kind of something on the fly. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, let me tell you a little bit about YouTube and the benefits of YouTube is that with YouTube, the great thing about it is when people go to YouTube, they're looking for that particular item or service. So for example, let's say if I'm like right now, I'm doing construction on a house. So if I want to learn how to paint walls, I'm going to go to YouTube, how to paint walls. And then all these different videos will pull up, and then I'll click on the video that I think is the best one for me. So now what happens is when you're sending out like a paid ad, for example, off of YouTube, like I don't know if you guys have been on YouTube and you may listen to some music and then you get this ad that pops up or whatever. So sometimes, you click skip, and then other times you're like, oh man, wait a minute, this sounds interesting. Oh, wait a minute, is that special soap that smells good? Let me listen a little bit more. So you get excited about it and then you listen to it. Well, say you're placing an ad on YouTube, and if a person is not interested in your product and they click off of it before 30 seconds, then you're not getting charged for it, which is great compared to like Facebook ads or any other type of advertisement. Now, if they do listen to it past 30 seconds, then you basically capture the lead, because what happens is there's a filter that captures that information, and then it just constantly keeps sending it to that person. And then there's a rule of thumb. It takes a person typically 3 times to see an item or service before they typically buy, if they don't buy right away. So that's the great thing about YouTube. And I just wanted to kind of share a little bit of some of the things. You may want to take some notes on this, but you don't have to get a lot of fancy equipment. You can go on Amazon. Amazon is kind of like my best friend. So first thing I recommend is just getting some type of camera. It doesn't have to be super sophisticated. You don't have to be a photographer. Just something that you can have. If you can't get a camera, then just use your phone. Your phone, if you have an iPhone, even some of the Android phones, it works just as great. Perfect. Then you want to get some type of lighting. So I'm going to show you this little tripod I got the other day from Staples. Be right back. It's like $20. It's awesome. Okay. So got this from Staples. It has a built-in light. I don't know if you guys can see it. This little section right here flips up. So this is where you put your phone. And then the light is optional, so you don't necessarily need it. But the best part, my favorite part, is it has a remote. So for example, those that don't know who I am or what I do, I'm in the fitness industry. And it's nice and small. So I can take this to the gym. And most people that go to the gym, when they sign up, the first thing they say is, can someone show me how to do the machines? Because I don't know how to do the machines. So right now, I'm actually working on putting together content with this book where people, it's an online book basically, where people will have access to purchase it, and they will have access to learn how to utilize all the machines. Simple, doesn't have to be perfect. Um, all right, so I'm gonna give you a quick checklist that I recommend for, oh, actually, before I get into that, let me go back to the question again, sorry. All right, if you do want to get a little more advanced down the line, then you can get some of the lights. Like right now, I have an office, you can get some of the lights, but really you don't need that. Just start off with your phone, keep it basic, and just put it out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create a Google account. Okay, that's the first thing you want to do. So you might want to write that down. Then you want to create your YouTube channel. And so what you're going to do is you're going to actually go to YouTube. So it's going to link off your Google account. So whatever your Google account is. So let's say, for example, you want to do, I'm going to use Stephanie as an example. So Stephanie ISO body challenge. Let's say you want to use that and you create that Google account. So now, after you create that, you go into YouTube and then it'll populate when you click on it, create YouTube channel, and you can extract that Stephanie ISO body, whatever challenge it is, and that will be your name. So that'll be your channel basically. Third thing is you want to kind of build a team, like add managers or some kind of admin if you do have people that you can, like your kids or something that's very tech savvy. You want to be able to have them be able to access those, because that way you're not feeling overwhelmed, because if you're posting, 3-4 times a day, it does get kind of overwhelming. So at least you can say, hey, Joey, I'm gonna give you $5 allowance for posting, whatever, and then they post for you. You wanna also have some kind of photo, some kind of like branding, something that you can relate to. That's whatever your brand or your niche is. If you don't have a logo or anything, I recommend this website called Fiverr, super cheap, fiverr.com, which is FIRERR.com. If that's not the correct spelling, I can get it back to you later. Perfect, thank you. And then they can also create like an art banner too. So an art banner is basically like the background. So when you click on YouTube, you see stuff in the background, like how you can see my stuff in the back. That will be like your background and your banner. So it could be JoJo's ISO Body Challenge or whatever it is that you want to create. Let me know if I'm going too fast too, because I get passion for this stuff. So everybody still with me? All right. The other thing too is when you do create your video, especially in the beginning when no one really knows who you are, you want to create videos no more than 7 minutes, because again, like Annie mentioned, our attention span is very, very short, because I mean we have busy lives. People are going to work, getting off work, get tired, kids, shopping, whatever it is. So you want to create just enough to get them in and to get them out. Just like they do every year with Black Friday. So they say, hey, you know what? You've been all that year you've been wanting that special dress. Guess what? It's only $10. But you gotta act now and create an urgency. I mean, what do? You go down there and get that dress. Brainstorm. You want to brainstorm your video content. That way you have kind of like a database. So just like with the isogenic business, where they may teach you and say, hey, build a list of friends, family that you think may love the product or want to be part of the business. You want to start thinking about things for that for YouTube as well. So it could be juicing, it could be collagen. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna talk about collagen. And what you can do is, let's say, for example, if it's collagen, what I would do is go to like YouTube, put in collagen, look at some of the videos, and then just take pieces of parts from each video and then make it your own. And then once you do create your page, the most important thing is to tell your friends to subscribe to your channel. Because then once they subscribe to your channel, then other people are going to see whoever within their network, and then they'll say, "Oh, cool! I didn't know about Joey and his cousin Billy was selling collagen. Oh man, I need that. I'm getting wrinkles. This is great. I want to try that." And then next thing you know, now they're part of the business, or they're buying product from you. So, and the great part about YouTube, it's 24/7. So you're making money while you sleep. And once you get to a certain level, then like after a million something subscribers and more, then they actually start to pay you, which is awesome. So you're kind of double dipping, which is great. My YouTube, someone put in the comments, my YouTube channel is KBS Fitness. So I'll write that up here. So follow me, appreciate it. Okay, can you guys see that? Oh, you know what? Let me put it in black. I'm sorry. Hope you guys can see that. All right. So KBS Fitness. Guys got it? Awesome. There might be another one on there, so you want to look for this logo. I don't know if you guys can see it. Basically, red logo. All right. Before I go into a few other things, any questions so far? Anyone?
I don't have any questions so far, but YouTube is something that I've always been a little nervous of, even though I put all of our videos up there and there's subscribers. But I personally have been a little afraid, or I just haven't spent the time, maybe a combination of both, to actually put it into production to make new customers and to receive customers from all over the world. So I love that you're sharing this, and we're probably going to need like a part 2 and like really get this down because it is a little intimidating to start to do this, but you're making it something that I'm like, all right, if Kenji can, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, but if Kenji does it, I can do it, right? And that's what we want, that behavior of, let's just go for it. Let's just put it out there. And maybe we attract people from all over the world. Because when you look at the tracking of people who watch videos on YouTube, like on my channel, there are people from all over the world who they've watched our team meetings. And I'm like, why on earth would people from different countries watch our team meetings? But they do. So if we're very specific and in short time periods, we can really make a huge dent in this world with giving some very specific information.
Absolutely. And you reminded me of something too to kind of go over too, because when you said intimidation, I felt the same way before I started posting on there, because my thing at the time was, well, what are people going to think if they thumbs me down? I'm worried about what they're going to say. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, there's always going to be trolls, and I call them trolls because that's what they are. They have nothing better else to do but be negative. So there's always going to be trolls, and always remember this: if they can actually take the time to put your stuff down, that means you're doing something right. So now, when, if someone makes a comment on certain things, I'm like, hey, that's great. I look at it like, okay, number one, I'm obviously doing something right. But number two, I want to actually see what they really notice. So maybe I can even improve on something maybe that they said. So I take that negative and just convert it into a positive instead of just like, oh, well, I'm not going to do another video because they said I wasn't doing the form right. No, keep posting them, and keep posting them. And then on part two, I'm going to go over later. We'll do another video. I want to talk about the conversion aspect of the back end of YouTube and how it interacts with Facebook, and how basically you can set it up to generate leads. So then you can have it set up where YouTube basically would tap into Instagram and YouTube, and then it's funneling all these different services. So instead of you having to, feel like, oh, now I have to post it here, I have to post it there, and I have to post it here, you have all these platforms that are basically working for you. All right. Also, too, what you want to do is you want to identify who's most likely to buy your product or your service. And what I mean by that is, it's easy to say, just like in my industry, it's easy to say, oh, I want to help everybody. You can't. You need to. I don't want to say you can't, but you want to stick out there. You want to have that niche. So, like, for example, yeah, I know I can help triathletes. I'm certified for that. I know I can help people lose weight. I can do bodybuilding. I can do all that. But I'm going to say, okay, look, my specialty is boot camps. I love doing boot camps. I love training MMA fighters. That's my thing. Yes, I can go help someone that's, 300-400 pounds, or somebody that wants to be a bodybuilder, but which is fine, and that customer can come to me still, but I'm going to have that particular niche, and then that way I can kind of stereotype my audience. So I can say, for example, okay, I'm going to train 25-year-olds to 40 MMA fighters. So you can say, hey, I'm looking for older women from, and I'm not saying 40s old, but just I'm saying just, older women between 40 and 70. And those are the type of women that I'm looking for that are looking for collagen, that want to restore their health to stay younger, for example. Then you may want to look into, when you start niching on the back end, you may want to look for household income. So, okay, I'm looking for a household income of, let's say, 20K, 50K, a year, 100K, whatever it is that you're looking for. So that way, because obviously, you want people to buy your product or service, you want them to be able to afford it. You guys can ask me questions too while I'm going over my notes. Feel free. Keywords. That's another big thing. So any type of social media, not just YouTube, but any type of social media, you want to have keywords. So hashtag collagen, hashtag isopure. I'm just thinking of stuff in my head. Whatever it is, vitamins, green, super greens, whatever it is that you're targeting. But here's the great part about Isogenics. They have so many products, which means that you can never run out of content because we have so many products. So that's a nice thing versus with what I do fitness, you know, aside from isogenics, I have to get a little bit more creative because especially when if I'm, you know, niching to like, hey, I'm just doing MMA fighters. So I have to like keep figuring out content. But I mean, you could do a whole month of just collagen. And you could say, okay, next month, I'm going to do a whole month of super greens. And next month, I'm going to do, what's the brain one? The Stephanie, the black pill. It's,
Isogenesis.
yes, yes, yes. So you can do a whole, thank you. You can do a whole, you know, month of that. And, and then that doesn't even, you know, get into the aspect of challenges. Now you can do challenges like, okay, now we're going to incorporate these 3 different supplements based on this challenge. So you can constantly find content. And the biggest thing is everybody has a story. So you have to figure out what your story is, and that's what's going to sell your service or your product. So even, you know, let's say it doesn't matter. Let's say you're a thin, super thin guy, and you may say, well, I don't really have a story. I've never been overweight. You still have a story. Are you taking a product? How does the product make you feel? All of a sudden, like you were tired before, but now you have energy, right? Yeah, talk about that. So you can go in, that'll be your story. Hey, you know what? For 5 years, I've just been sluggish. I just, you know, went to the doctor. I don't know what's, well, not, you don't want to say doctors, but, you know, I just been feeling just super bad and I don't know why. And, you know, all of a sudden now, you know, I feel great. And this is how I changed my life by, you know, doing certain things. And obviously you want to, you know, keep it within the proper terms. Don't say anything out of the scope. But
Hey, Kenji. So you've really inspired me because these are things that I wanted to do for so long. Of just taking like little snippets of one of our products and doing a video that we can get all over the world. Do you think, and we're running out of time, but do you think that part-time or part 2, we could do an actual showing of YouTube, because all those things that you talked about, if people aren't familiar with it, YouTube walks you through all that stuff like keywords and your audience and all that stuff. Do you think we could actually do one and then maybe have you do a short little video right
yes,
then and
yes,
there and show people
yes,
how to do it? Because it's really not intimidating. It's just the mindset.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know offhand if you can share how? Oh yeah, you can share your screen. So I was gonna say I could do a PowerPoint and then kind of show you guys like how YouTube works. So we can, yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, yeah, and then we'll challenge each of you. So,
Yeah.
so just know next week we'll challenge everyone, and it's up to you if you put it out there, or if you don't, or if you just want to play with it. Just like Annie was talking about, you just got to kind of play. You just got to put yourself out there and have some fun with it. But those like 2 to 3 minute little informational videos, we all have that information. We all have that story,
Yeah.
but we just haven't shared it with enough people. So this is one way to really go into that. I love it.
Yes. Oh, and I'll just say one more thing before I let you guys go too. I'm going to, I'll find out exactly what the software is, and then I can put it in part 2. But those that feel uncomfortable, there's a software that you can actually put on your phone that basically, where's my phone? So basically, let's say you know you're doing something with your phone, like okay, like I'm talking to you guys right now. It will have the words, whatever it is. So if you say, hey, this is Kenji with such and such, and it's a script. So until you get more comfortable. So it's basically just think of like a news person that has a script when they're telling you the news, the weather and stuff. It's a script that goes down. So those of you that are uncomfortable, that's an option that you can do. Or if you want to go the super cheap way, you can get one of these from Staples and then write your stuff, post it on the wall, and then have your phone and basically you're reading like, hey, how's it going today? And just, kind of go from there. That's it. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the information. I hope it was somewhat good for you guys.
Well, Marianne actually that's funny, Annie. So we'll close with Kenji, but Marianne just asked, I'm back. Do you want me to talk? And then Annie just asked if she would role play. So I know we're late, guys, and Kenji and Annie, that was absolutely fabulous. So let's go ahead and put in there if you guys want to stay and have Marianne do a little role play, or we can bring it back next time if Marianne is okay with that. So let us know what you guys want to do. That's all up to you guys. But Kenji, that was fantastic. Annie, absolutely fantastic. You guys really got me pumped up.
Yeah, go ahead, Annie.
You did really well, Kenji, and it makes me want to just stay and like learn more and more. But there's so much behind it, right? And I love that you're willing to do a part 2. Thank you.
Yeah, and actually show it. Yeah, cool. All right. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys have any questions? Do you want to hear Marianne's? Just because she can do it super fast, right? How do you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go for it.
Go.
You want me to start? I'll be a customer, Marianne. I'm a friend.
Okay. Well, I'll just tell you how I started. I contacted her for the collagen because I was very, very interested in it. And from there on, I've been in sales for a very long time. And I do a skincare, which is Primavera, but I thought this collagen would really add to it well. So, it was just, I just went out and I was excited about it. I could see a difference already. I'm 65 years old. So people doesn't know that I am that old, and they are just amazed at how my skin has changed through my skincare and also through the collagen. I saw a huge difference in my hands. And so that's how it all started. People would say, I want that, what you have. And then I just reached out to everybody I knew. I've been trying to post at least 2 to 3 times on a Facebook group. I'm not real good with Instagram yet. I'm trying to work on it. And so I'm learning because I really, this is really the first time that I have had to use technology, because before you didn't have technology. And it's just really exciting. So, if you can add to that, that's great, Stephanie. But a matter of fact, I had a brand new customer here a little bit ago, and it was one that was on our party that we had. And so much went on, but she finally, because she said, I am ordering. And so I would just touch base with her and just say, hey, just wanted to know if there's anything else I can do, and got that order tonight.
Great. Great. Just fantastic. And it really is that way. Marianne just comes from a place of, this is what's been working. This works for me. It's going to work for you. Let's have you order it. And it comes through just in a simple, easy relationship, like Annie talked about, just a relationship of, I'm talking to a friend, because that's what this is all about. But what Greta pointed out about you, Marianne, is you're not trying to put a sales tactic to it in any way. You really want the best things for every person that you speak to, and that's how it comes across. I think this will work great for you, and I think you should try it.
Absolutely.
And I also too, like I said, I am now starting to get into the other products at Visogenics, which I have known nothing about. And so I love the vitamins. I'm just adding all sorts of products. And so when I do, and I see that it's good, I just share anything that really works. I'm really passionate about, and so it's easy, but yet there's many times I'll say to Stephanie, are you sure I'm doing all right? I think I should just be doing 10 times better. And it's just me.
You're fantastic. She hit Crystal Manager about a week and a half ago. And so absolutely fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
never question yourself, Marianne. Um, just go with it. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, because in reality, it's never going to be perfect. We just keep growing. It's just like a tree that's planted. You don't know if it's going to grow straight, or if it's going to grow slanted, or if it's going to grow many ways. So we just learn from that experience, embrace it, and you're going to be fantastic.
Thank you.
I just want to thank all three of you and everybody for being here tonight. Our three trainers, but for everybody for being here. Like Annie said in the beginning, you showed up, you were here. And Annie, Kinji, and Marianne, you gave such great advice and tips of just being you, just being authentic, but we have to put it out there, right? We can't just be ourselves and hold this secret in. We just have to put it out there. And sometimes we're a little afraid, sometimes we're a little scared. But we just have to do it, because the world wants what we have. They really, really do. They're searching, they're looking, they're Googling. I mean, half of you, I would say, I know a lot of your stories, probably all but Annie in particular, all came from something that brought you here, right? Something else brought you here. I called Annie in particular, but Kinji and I met through social media. Marianne and I met through social media. Keisha, you were contacted by a friend who found out about by social media. So the world wants what we have. We just have to get it out there. So Kinji, Annie, Marianne, thank you.
Thank you.
For giving all those tips on how to get it out there.
Thank you guys. I love this.
Thank
time
you
with
very much.
guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.